Ever wonder if the battles in were always about raw power, while explosive fights define the series? Akira Toriyama often layered in moments where clever thinking trumped sheer strength. But how often did brains actually beat brawn? We've compiled a list of 10 instances where characters relied on wit and strategy to overcome obstacles, ranking them by impact and complexity. Get ready to revisit key moments that prove the Z fighters aren't just muscle. Um, let's start with a time when Krillin's plan hit a snag, but an unexpected hero stepped in. Uh, During Vegeta's rampage as a great ape, Krillin attempted to sever his tail while Gohan and Yajirobe created a distraction. The destructive disc missed its mark. Yajirobe, refusing to be bait, swiftly sliced off the tail himself. Um, this ended the transformation, though it was an improvised save after a failed attempt. It's a clever solution, but less polished than others on our list. Next, recall Goku and Piccolo facing Raditz, outmatched in power. These rivals formed a desperate plan. Goku held Raditz still while Piccolo charged his special beam cannon. It was a risky alliance born of necessity that tragically cost Goku his life, but eliminated the immediate threat. High price for a successful tactic, making it significant yet overshadowed by solutions avoiding loss of life. And then there's Master Roshi's cunning during the tournament as Jackie Chun, facing a rampaging Great Ape Goku. He didn't engage in direct combat. Instead, he destroyed the moon with a Kamehameha wave. This ingenious move instantly reverted Goku to his normal form, allowing the match to continue fairly. It was environmental awareness at its finest, surpassing strategies, solely focused on matching power, and Vegeta's decisive action against Goldo also deserves recognition. Despite his low fighting ability, Goldo's time freeze proved dangerous. And Vegeta recognized this and capitalized on a momentary lapse in Goldo's concentration. He swiftly beheaded Goldo before he could freeze time again. All right. This showed tactical timing and an understanding of the true threat exceeding Roshi's more reactive response. During the Frieza saga, Krillin demonstrated a surprising level of guile. After being healed by Dende, he taunted Frieza to grab his attention. While Frieza was distracted, Krillin unleashed the destructive disc. It sliced off the tip of his tail. It was a rare moment where anyone wounded Frieza, and it showcased misdirection over brute force. Successfully landing a hit when raw power failed makes this instance more impressive than Vegeta's kill. Consider Goku's instant transmission during the Cell games. When Cell initiated his self-destruction, no physical strength could stop the impending explosion. Goku recognized that survival meant escape, not resistance. Um, but he teleported both himself and Cell to King Kai's planet, saving Earth at the cost of his own life and the planet he left behind. This was a split-second decision with planetary consequences, earning it a high ranking. Goku's gamble on Gohan against Cell was another pivotal moment. Um, the the he sort of forfeited his match, believing Gohan's hidden potential could surpass even his own strength. Uh, it was a calculated risk that almost failed when Gohan hesitated. However, it ultimately unlocked the power needed to defeat Cell. Betting everything on untested ability took immense courage. Though near disaster prevents it from reaching the very top. Goten and Trunks' fusion into Gotenks was a game changer against Majin Buu called Scott. Faced with an opponent possessing overwhelming regenerative abilities, they didn't simply train harder. They learned the fusion dance, and you know, to combining their power created Gotenks, exceeding even Super Saiyan forms. It was a technique-based solution to a strength gap, showcasing ingenuity over brute force. Goku's use of Mr. Satan's fame against Buu stands out for its sheer brilliance, needing planetary energy for the Spirit Bomb. Goku understood Earth wouldn't trust an alien. He enlisted King Kai to broadcast a request through Mr. Satan, humanity's beloved hero. This social manipulation secured global cooperation and provided the necessary power, solving a logistical and trust problem with no fighting is remarkable, second only to one truly cold calculation, but and finally Vegeta's ruthless efficiency against Nappa. After Nappa's defeat, he became a liability. Without hesitation, Vegeta eliminated his longtime partner, prioritizing long-term strategy over loyalty or sentimentality. It was a harsh but logical decision that ensured no unnecessary weakness would be revealed to future enemies. This is the purest example of brains overcoming brawn in a chillingly effective move. Speaking of cold calculations, why did Vegeta cross the road? To prove he had no Saiyan pride. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,